What's up, everybody? I'm about to review the song Rittenhouse by Tyson James. Now, this is very interesting. It has turned into a trend. People are now capitalizing off of making music off of trending topics when something is what people are searching for in the search engines, and it is what is a trending hashtag. It makes a lot of sense for people to create art, and for influencers to make content that goes along with the flow of that hashtag. Of course, this has been going on for years now when it comes to influencers and creators who make TikToks and all those kinds of content, YouTube content. Now it is now in the music, where it makes sense to do that. And of course, with the music, more money is to be made, because, you are in an industry that is geared more for monetization than a typical TikToker, who makes TikTok videos, because of royalties, masters, and all that. So if you own the rights to your work and you're capitalizing off hashtags, and you are also making music that is hot, people love the music and people are listening to it over and over again, you are going to make a lot of money, so that is understandable. So let's check this out. It's interesting that he's using clips from the internet, about the whole Rittenhouse situation.
As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we the jury find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the
And he's trying to rub it in the face of Democrats, that Rittenhouse was found not guilty.
fifth count of the information, Gage Rosenquist, we the jury find the defendant, Kyle H.
The sample of the gun rotating. When it comes to assault rifles, it's very important that the individuals own rifles. I'm actually a big believer that the individuals should actually own tanks, not just rifles. People are talking about assault rifles. I believe that individuals should be able to own private fighter jets. My reason is quite simple. Look at history. Look at what is currently happening in Australia. The people are slaves. Even look at the lockdown situation. Lockdown is a prison term. The people who are on lockdown is prisoners. When there's a riot in a prison, they put them on lockdown. So the schedule and the routine of allowing them leave their cells to go to the yard, to go and do workout and all of that stops. So lockdown is a prison term. And it shows you how they think of the world, these globalists, that they can put the whole world on lockdown. They can say, yeah, all on lockdown. Nobody can leave their house, and all this craziness. Of course, there are silly people who look at the money, the stimulus packages and all that nonsense that the government gives the people when they put them on lockdown. But you have to understand something about that. When the government takes away your ability to earn and is giving you food, you are now a slave of the government. You are now dependent on the government. And that is not good, because the government is a person. The government is a collection of people. A small collection of people. That is what government is. Government are human beings who are smart enough to create a lie that gives them the lordship and rulership over the rest. Government, some people are doing the governing and some people are being governed. That is what government is. But let's get back into the song.
Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Not guilty. Do you feel bad for Rosenbaum? Not really. The mob threatened Kyle's life, he got busy. It wasn't self-defense.
That is very true. The mob threatened Kyle Rittenhouse's life, and that is something that people ignore. There are some people who are trying to say that the left and right look at the same thing and interpret it differently. No, they are getting their news from different sources, and people are predisposed to believe what they want to believe to push their narrative. It's all about their narrative, because it was clear. They hunted him down. There are videos of these folks hunting him down, that they want to kill him. They want to hurt him. This is a fact. The video is there. Everybody can see it. And he was chased. In spite of the fact he had an assault rifle. Why would you go after someone with an assault rifle when all you have is, one of them had, a small gun, which is nothing compared to the kind of rifle that Kyle was holding. And, the other one came with a skateboard to bash him in the head. Why would you bash somebody in the head that is holding an assault rifle? It all shows you the IQ of Antifa and all these guys. And why do people ignore that? You see somebody holding an assault rifle and it shows you the IQ. You did not even try to take that assault rifle away from the person. You hit somebody over the head that has an assault rifle in their hand. And now you are shocked that the person shoots in self-defense. Everybody wants to be shocked or what? And of course, I believe the guy who did that is one of the people who got killed, in addition to the whole situation, he is a complete idiot.
Man, y'all silly. Y'all just wanna burn the city, but it's not guilty. Shouldn't pop off, mess around and get knocked off. Man, y'all just should've walked off. We are not soft with the side off. We got big sticks, y'all are nitwits. Bring a 380, you will get lit. I'm a Christian with logistics. Y'all are misfits with the lipstick, man. Okay.
You see, I love that line. I'm a Christian with logistics. It's interesting and it's sad that a lot of Christians don't want to hop in on politics and actually take over politics, because you see, whoever takes over politics is going to determine what goes on. Christianity, Christians were being thrown to the lions because of politics. We were not in charge of politics, and politics was a matter of birthright back in the day, back in the day of Romans in the 1st century. If you did not have royal blood in you, there was no opportunity for you unless you maneuvered in some way and married into royalty, or you distinguished yourself in the military, then climbed the ranks, and then somehow got into royalty, either by killing a general or, killing the king when you were a general or something of that nature, So that was how it was. It was purely by bloodline, But now we have the opportunity to vote, but Christians are still keeping quiet. We can very easily go back to Christians being thrown to the lions. There are a lot of countries all around the world where Christians are being persecuted like you wouldn't believe, But, people don't want to learn from common sense and from history.
And I just came to paint the picture. Your brains are on the pavement cause you ain't the victor. What is this about? You should have been quicker. You gon' listen now? Too late. Y'all about to make me pull a Rittenhouse. Bring the muscle, pull up at a politician house. Come and take it to 2 a.m.
It's interesting how he has turned Rittenhouse, Kyle's last name, into a verb, that basically means self-defense, and the Second Amendment is very important. Like I said, I believe that people should not just own assault rifles or pistols or whatever, but they should own tanks and anything that the military can own, anything that the government can own, the individual should be able to own. And that was actually the original point of the Second Amendment, that the founding fathers of America wrote. Because you see, if the Jews had weapons like the Nazis had, they would have not been killed. If Africans, during the slavery era, had weapons, the whole slavery thing would have not happened when it comes to taking dark-skinned people from Africa and making them slaves in America, UK, and other countries. That would not have happened, in the sense of that is, of course, when you give and take a few, because obviously a lot of African chiefs and leaders were behind that and orchestrated it, even though it later went beyond their control. But it started with them. They are the ones who initiated that, and it went on with their push, until it went bigger. It became bigger than just the African chiefs, and it became a strongly monetized system, that was out of the hand of just any African chief or king to stop, But the reality of the matter is that, look at Shaka the Zulu. Shaka the Zulu had spears and knives, yet the English could not conquer him. It was after, thanks to his family, basically his stepbrothers betraying him and stabbing him, killing him. It was after that, because he had a very good military mind. After that was when the English went and took over South Africa. South Africa, that place would have been Zulu Kingdom to today. As a matter of fact, what would have happened if the South Africans, if Shaka the Zulu had weapons like the English, is that it would be Britain that would have been colonized. It would have been Britain that would have been slaves of Africans. That is the truth. Because when people are bringing knives to gunfights and still winning, because that is what happened. Shaka the Zulu was actually going to a gunfight with knives and spears, and he was still winning. So there's a lot to be said, and that is something that should not be ignored. He killed and he fought a lot of battles and was kicking the British behind. Even when Napoleon, the first time he came to Africa, he got his ass kicked the first time. It was the second time that, he came with more determined and with more strategy, and, he was able to stand his ground. But he still lost his ship and he was stranded. It was a very fierce battle. The issue is that Africans did not fight with the same weapons. It's a mystery why African leaders never thought to themselves, let us tell the white man, or let us force the white man, look, you are not going to live here alive until you teach us how to make your weapons. Rather than all the crazy things that the African leaders did. The African leaders, their problem then and the problem now is their lack of IQ. Why would you exchange 200 human beings for one umbrella? And it's obviously the chief or the chief's wife that have to use that umbrella. Now you have exchanged 200 people to be slaves just in exchange for one umbrella. An umbrella that we spoiled. This is umbrellas that were made back in the day. We are talking about before the Victorian era. That is a very, very old. It is not like these kinds of umbrellas that we have today. So these are umbrellas that will not last. But you exchange 200 human beings for one umbrella. There's something wrong with you upstairs. Anyway, let's just get on with the song.
Make you listen now. And y'all just trying to send us to the prison house. This a mission. Y'all about to make me pull a Rittenhouse. Bring the muscle, pull up at a politician house. Come and take it the two-way and make you listen now. And y'all just trying to send us to the prison house. This a mission. Y'all about to make me pull a Rittenhouse. Listen, we don't want to do it. You're forcing us to move and you're forcing us to use it. You're forcing us to organize and that is how I view it. Trust me, you are gonna be mortified if we decide to lose it. Okay, got the camo with the ammo, call me Rambo this game. Got the red dot for the headshot, better get off my lane. And y'all don't want the smoke and y'all don't really want the pain. And y'all ain't nothing but a joke, it's nothing you can really gain. Okay.
This guy has a lot of bars, so much. Great song.
Hey, don't step foot up on my land. If you don't know, I'm about to tell you there's a line up in the sand. So what is this about? And please don't force my hand. You gon' listen now? Too late. Y'all about to make me pull a Rittenhouse. Bring the muscle, pull up at a politician house. Come and take it the two-way and make you listen now. And y'all just trying to send us to the prison house. This a mission. Y'all about to make me pull a Rittenhouse. Bring the muscle, pull up at a politician house. Come and take it the two-way and make you listen now. And y'all just trying to send us to the prison house. This a mission. Y'all about to make me pull a Rittenhouse.
So that's the song. It's an amazing song, What's more to be said? Make sure you check it out. The song is called Rittenhouse. Subscribe to Tyson James channel all across his social media. Listen to his song, put it on repeat and stream it again and again. On Spotify and the rest of all the other streaming platforms. Thank you. God bless you.